back, everybody, to another video. Sorry I've been kind of missing in action lately. I have been really busy at work. It's our busy season. It's summertime, but I am back with another video, so let's go. So the area we will be working on today is right here. The city is getting pretty big, and I want to expand this beachfront area to pretty much complete this whole area of the map. So that's where we're going to be working today. Let's go. So after laying out some roads and extending them a little bit, I decided to build my first building. I wanted this to be pretty tall, about 20 floors or so, and I based this off of a hotel in Miami Beach. What hotel it is, I don't know. I just flew around and found a random building that I liked, and I recreated it. But as you can see, I just built one floor and stacked it up, and then I kind of mistakenly stacked the bottom 5 all the way up, so I had to redo the floor plan a little bit. Not a big deal, just had to redo it and then stack it up one more time, and we now have a 20 floor building that looks like the real thing. For this roof design, it has a half dome, or I guess it is a dome. So basically I made a giant meatball and lowered it, and then just put in some little overhangs and a spot for the HVAC equipment, a place where it's kind of well hidden, and just put some lights around it so it lights up at night, and that is it for the roof. And then I got started on the parking garage on the bottom. Pretty simple, just a ramp on one side, flat on the other, and it's 3 or 4 floors tall with a tennis court on top, but we will build the tennis court later. Next is just giving the bottom 4 floors a few details so that way it doesn't look exactly like the rest of the building, just so that way the ground floor feels different than the top floors. And then I'm just going to get started on building that tennis court on top of the parking garage because I couldn't help myself. I really wanted to build it, and the real building actually has a tennis court there, so I felt like I needed to do that. And then it's just a matter of doing this interior super quick. I didn't do too crazy detail, but just enough to give it some walkability, and then I'm able to add some back areas as well. The last thing that this building needs is a nice big pool out in front with a big bar to get your drinks and a place to relax. And we're done with this building. Next, I just wanted to build some small little restaurants off to the side, some cool little buildings just to fill up the space. So this next building here took a lot more time than the last one because it was mostly diagonals. So let's get started with it. So I obviously started with probably the only straight side in the entire building, but my method for basically building this is doing one side of the diagonal and then just mirroring it to the other side like this. So that way it's just easier if I copy and paste it and flip it. And then this building does have interior, so here's me laying out the interior. It has about 9 to 11 rooms per floor. Yeah, and then there's 8 floors, so that's about 72 rooms in this hotel. Once I have half of the rooms done, I am able to just copy and flip them over to the other side. Super simple, and I only had to build half the interior, which makes me happy because I don't like doing interior. And then after that's all done, I'm able to just stack up the floor 8 times to its final height. I had to do it in sections because of that building on to the right is very close, so I had to stack it in sections. And then on the top, I wanted the middle section to go up 1 more floor, and this roof design is actually really cool. I came up with it on my own. This building is not based off of a real building because the plot of land was kind of weird, so I kind of just had to come up with something that fit, and it turned out really cool. I think I nailed it. Drop a like if you think I nailed it too. But anyway, I had to come up with something to fit in this part of the plot of land. It's kind of in the shade. It's on the north side of the building, so it gets no sunlight, so I wasn't able to put a pool there. Just didn't make sense. So I decided to do an underground parking garage, and then above that will be just like a big garden area with basically an area to do live events, seating, and just a nice area, a nice garden. So that's what I decided to build here. what would any beer garden be without a place to have live events? So that's what I built here. We have a big grassy lawn area for those live event watching sessions and some tables and chairs. And then to fill in the rest of the space on this city block, I decided to construct some smaller, older buildings just so that there's some history. Not everything is brand spanking new. Gotta have some older builds. So I decided to sprinkle a few of those into the city block, and we are pretty much almost done with this build. The final thing to do before I wrap up this video was to put in some street lights, stoplights, finish up the roads, and make the beach kind of flow a little bit better. The terraforming could have used a little bit of work. World Painter is not perfect, so I was just going to do all the perfect, tidy work by hand. So that's what I'm doing here, and adding a bunch of trees. And then a piece of my video got cut. I couldn't find it. I guess it just decided to delete itself. But anyway, it's not a very big build, so who cares? But this is just me finishing it off, and we are now complete with this part 1 of the beach area. I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, don't forget to smack that subscribe button and drop a like. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. I will see you guys next week, or maybe not, I don't know, whenever. I will see you eventually for the next one. Bye bye.